Today's topic, motorcycle safety courses. Had a bunch of people ask about this, so thought I would put it out there. Should I or should I not take a motorcycle safety course? Now, I know a lot of people that haven't taken the course and they have not died. But as a first-time rider that I was, there were a few things about the safety course that really came in handy. I actually took a local course, RTI, Rider Training Institute. We had a group of about 15, I think, or 14, and we had 4 instructors that sort of took us off in groups. Again, that's Rider Training Institute. I'll link them below because I thought they were pretty awesome. But they really came in handy, having never been on any motorcycle prior. If you are taking a motorcycle safety course, which I do recommend, you should find out in advance if they're going to let you try out different motorcycles. So my course, I had the option of having a few different bikes. They were all low CC, 125. I think there was a 250 Cruiser even. But the beauty was that they had all sorts of bikes. So they had a Cruiser, I think it was a Honda 250 Cruiser. They had the Honda CBR 125s, a bunch of those. They had even some supermotos. It wasn't the CRF, I think they were Suzuki 200s possibly, if I'm not mistaken. And it really gave people a chance to try out a few different bikes. So if you've never been on a motorcycle, then it would come in handy because you might not even know what kind of bike you want. So it was beneficial in that aspect because I didn't know what I wanted to get into. I knew sport bikes, or sport touring as this is. I mean, they look the best to me personally, but just to get a chance to feel what it's like on each of those bikes really came in handy in making my decision. Oh, that's pretty weird. Cool though. And yeah, so that was a big plus for me as a never been on a bike kind of guy. So there's that, and there's also the instructors themselves. I thought they did a great job. They had a lot of information, more so if you've never been on the road. So if you're a newer rider or a newer individual who's getting a motorcycle and you've never dealt with any of the shit that you have to deal with on the roadways, so the possible things that any car driver will do, Mercedes, watch out for those guys. But it really came in handy because they gave you quite a few scenarios of likelihoods or likely to happen, which comes in handy. I'd been driving a car for several years prior, so it really was an asset. But if you haven't driven or ridden, even more so, the course is an asset. And another thing, even for those that have been riding, there were several people in the class that had let the we've got a graduated licensing system here, and they'd let the licensing expire or lapse before renewing. There was a lot of things that they were doing that the instructors were catching. So even as a rider who's been riding for years, there's a lot of bad habits you pick up, shortcuts, and a course is a great refresher for that. The other thing was, at the end of, it was a one-day in class, I don't know, 6 hours I believe, and then it was 2 days over a weekend where you're on the bikes actively. The other thing that I found beneficial was that they do an exit exam. So when you're done, fresh off the back of your second day of on the motorcycle, 8-hour days where you've been really just hitting it and learning what they've taught you, and they've been correcting you along the way, they themselves do the exam to get you the licensing, which in my opinion took a lot of the pressure off, because I had a rapport with the instructor. I mean, they already knew my capabilities, and I think it really makes it easier than doing it through your local, whether it be your Department of Motor Vehicles or Ministry of Transportation here for us. And they offer that as well for our graduated licensing system. They offer it for the full license as well, which again is, you go through 2 days with these instructors, typically smaller classes. They review progress and what you've been doing, and they prepare you for the exit exam, which again they themselves administer. So another bonus, another sort of advantage in my opinion, is insurance companies. Most insurance companies will offer some sort of a discount for rider training, which is great. I mean, why not? Obviously, someone who has rider training is more likely, not necessarily, but more likely to be less prone to accidents. So our companies here offer, I think it's 5%, I'm not sure what it is exactly, but there is a discount, so throw that into it as well, add to the value of it. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. I mean, I know a lot of people, again, like I said, that have not taken it. But again, it was great for me. I didn't know even if it was something I was going to be comfortable doing. We had the doggy. You're so cute. Hey, buddy. His nose is dripping. Isn't he worried that this dog's just gonna like jump out of the back? So I mean, I didn't even know if it was something I'd be comfortable doing or be any good at, to be honest. So it was great for me to get a chance. I mean, at worst case scenario, you take the course, you invest the money, and here it's typically in the $400 range. That's Canadian dollars. And you invest the money in that and then realize, you know, this is not for me, before you take it to the streets and kill yourself. So I mean, that's a bonus. We had one lady that the first day of the of being on the bike, she must have dropped that little CBR 125, I don't know, easily a dozen times. Whether it was pushing it, whether it was learning clutch, whether it was learning push steering, this woman just, poor thing. I mean, I felt bad for her. She was middle-aged, and she did come back the next day, but she, I mean, luckily for her, I think she didn't pass the exam. So I'm hoping that this sort of, you know, gave her an awakening to please don't get on two wheels, you will kill yourself. So yeah, that's my take on it. Enjoying this fantastic October weather we're having. Fall is here, the leaves are turning. Got a couple Northern Ontario twisties planned, and looking forward to that. Gonna enjoy it while it lasts, and I'm looking for vendors for heated gear. I do have some heated gloves. The review I'll include in the cards here. And I'm looking for other vendors to do some comparisons and to try and get me through the winter with some gear, review gear. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Please like, comment, share, and if you haven't, subscribe. And we'll catch you next time. Hey there guys, Ironic Rebound here.